It is the year of our Lord 2023, the second month, and the 26th day. Yep, it's the last weekend of February. We are in Act 1. Or, well, it is a one-act adventure known as the Heart of Ukhaan. And we continue tonight with Scene 3, The Lost Spire. My players are going to have some decisions that they have to make tonight as to exactly what they are going to do with the golem once they have finished getting rid of the Edeinos. Now, if you'll recall, last week, Chris rolled so extraordinarily well that he had One Eye in his own cosm blow up and become, straight possibility energy. So the Edeinos lost at that point, and they started to flee. They're having a hard time getting up the crystals, and of course the crystal golem, the protector of this area of Ukhaan, is continuing to attack them even as they leave, probably so they won't come back. So how about this? Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what do y'all remember about...
One Eye got yeeted out of existence by Connor. That was awesome.
Yes.
That was pretty awesome. Yep. I like that. That was a good deal. Nice roll to get there too. Okay. Anybody else?
Well, we all, whooped ass. I thought. I was really impressed with how we were picking off those Edeinos one at a time,
Mm-hmm. And now all of them are on the run.
Yep, I was just about to mention that.
I killed 2 lizards with 1 hammer.
Oh yeah, that was
That's the truth.
Toma, yeah. But weren't you the one who then hit one in the back as it was running?
Yeah, I know I hit both of them. I don't remember where their bodies went though.
Let's see. No, that was the one that. Oh no, that's right. Darius he did get the bad guy that was immediately in front of him, but then he tried to.
But he wasn't going to attack him when his back was turned.
Right, he was not going to attack him when the guy's back was turned and he was getting ready to run, whereas Toma has no compunction about that whatsoever. So
Toma ran up and he said, "Stop! Hammer time!" Stop,
Paul. Okay.
Don't want copyright, Paul. Don't want copyright.
Okay, so last week, Darius played a card to keep the other card on the action stack. Okay, the Flaring Tensions card. For any of you who want to go to the combat tracker and actually take a look at it. We are in round 5. And I'm not going to do my usual of going through one person at a time and remembering each thing, because I think these last 3 game sessions, I'm probably going to condense down to an hour, okay, if I can, because it's all been combat. So what I'll do is I'll take the highlights of each round and then kind of cut out the rest. So. Of course, that's what I'm going to need to do with the end of the Living Land fight that was taking place where Artorias bought it. So, okay, so it is round 5. The card on top of the action stack is Flaring Tensions. 2 villains attack one another simultaneously, paying no mind to the heroes at all. In this particular case, that's not going to be true, because all of the Edeinos, now that they have seen Chris vaporize One Eye, are going to are just trying to run. They're not going to have time to attack anyone at all. Okay, so it's mainly going to be up to you all. It is a standard combat, so you guys, whether it was a standard or dramatic round, but it is a standard round, you guys get to go first. Approved actions are intimidate. So do you guys have a plan? Do you all have a plan, or do you want me to just start going down the list?
I more or less have a question to the party. Is that do we attack the golem or not?
We might not have a choice, but I'm wondering if possibly we can avoid that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
like
that's something I was hoping somebody was going to bring that up, actually. Do you actually have to slay the golem to get the heart? Or is there another option that might be acceptable to the Delphi Council? Think on that for a little bit.
Do you think we could recruit the golem?
hey.
He's not going to leave his place of protect that he's sworn to protect.
That he's programmed to protect. That's correct.
Yeah.
Besides, if you did recruit the golem would still be able to keep the heart in its chest.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it'd be easy to convince it to give us the jewel.
It is a golem. It has the equivalent of a program that it has to run off of.
Exactly. And part of its program is not exactly giving up the crystal that we need away willingly.
Correct.
It probably has priority list. Like if this, if it can have this, it'll go for this first. If it can't have that, it'll go for this next, and down the list.
Mm-hmm.
So if it can't tell us to go away, it will fight before it will give up the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If only it was made of technology, we could have hacked it and reprogrammed it ourselves.
Well,
but
you
no,
might
it's got to be made of crystals.
I got a secret for you. Most of your computer components are made of crystals.
It's just like none of us are at its tech level, that's for sure.
Well, very true. But it probably also does not run off of a machine language of any kind.
Yeah.
Anything that we possibly know.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So let's go ahead and kind of continue with the current combat round and figure out what you all want to do. One of the lingering questions that I actually have is, do you want to finish taking out the Edeinos or let them go?
Personally, would let them go. I couldn't strike anybody in the back.
Yeah, if they're running, there's obviously good people and bad people in any situation. It's just that they were following orders.
Well, yeah, they were. Not only were they following orders, they were following instinctual orders. And when the instinctual leader went, okay, so did their orders.
Man, you're all too nice. Fine, we'll let them go.
You're the only one from a naturally bloodthirsty realm.
If they come after us later, though, don't say he didn't tell you so.
Okay, wait, sorry. Katsumi is also from a cutthroat region. I'm sorry.
Well, actually,
she have to worry about demons? No,
actually,
I don't think she does.
Katsumi is from kind of a cutthroat region, but it's a different version of a cutthroat region.
Yeah,
you're talking about Spanish Inquisition sort of stuff. So,
yeah, she doesn't have demons harboring after her.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
Fair enough.
Katsumi, is that not the truth?
It is a different form of brutality.
Yeah.
Oftentimes more subtle, where a quick blade or a right word kill more than anything else ever could.
This is true. This is true. We are still talking about cyber papacy, right?
I just want to say,
Maybe.
I gotta say that was a very poetic way to put it.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
one of my favorite RPGs is still Cyberpunk and/or Shadowrun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I like Cyberpunk. I've run Shadowrun. Not necessarily the biggest fan of it. Of Cyberpunk in general, although it can be fun. Rios. Andon is not hearing any conversation or anything like that. He's way too far away. He might be hearing mumbles. Is he still going to try and shoot one of these Edeinos?
No, he's not the kind of person that would shoot someone running.
Okay.
Unless he has a very, very good reason to.
Okay. So let's
and
see.
I don't think he would see a very good reason to in this situation.
Why won't you go up?
Oh God, why is everyone so nice and forgiving?
5,
Gosh.
8, 9, 10. Okay. Let me roll some dex checks real quick. It's not that the combat is over or anything like that. It's just I want to see how long it's going to take. Huh?
Right.
I'm more or less talking to Thomas here. I think the main reason why we aren't being a bit more cutthroat is because we got a new religious moral backbone into the party. He's the first one said, I won't strike a fleeing enemy. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose we could have turned into a pack of howling monkeys otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, I just struck 2 down in the back, technically. You don't see me crying about it, but I mean, you know, to each their own. I'll try to be more forgiving from now on, but I make no promises.
I mean, yeah, you weren't the one struck in the back. Those two Edeinos were crying all the way down to the floor.
Hey, Connor, how did that go again? Struck, striked,
huh?
strick.
Oh, one of those words.
Struck it in.
Now, the golem, on the other hand, doesn't have any such compunction. So here's what I want to do.
I like this guy.
Do you guys want to attack the golem now, or do you want to figure something out amongst yourselves where the golem is concerned?
That's I think though we can go one of two ways. I mean, we could either try really hard to ask it for the crystal, or we could just strike now before it realizes we're after the crystal.
Or there's a third thing that you might possibly do. Okay.
Well, will an alertness card help when it says you notice an otherwise unseen item, clue, or event?
Item, clue, or event.
Ooh.
Alertness may be played out of your hand at the start of an ambush to prevent heroes from being surprised.
No, that one's
also might, but the card says I might have a clue. Notice an item, a clue, or event.
An
otherwise unseen item, clue, or event.
So we could turn that into kind of an impromptu idea card. Okay, I would say go ahead and play it, and I'll work with this more like it's an idea card than an alertness card. Okay.
Yeah, I think we need some divine intervention at this point.
So if all of you will take your mouse and run up over the crystal vault, the map tab that's up there, crystal vault, you'll notice that there are 2 round icons at the right hand side. The second from the right looks like a little sword that's coming out. Just run over it. You don't have to click on it or anything. And do you see in the very middle of that card where it says Law of Wonder?
Yes.
Okay, so the idea is this. When you were done, and this is particularly for Ginger and Chris, or for Peaches and Chris. Sorry about that, Ginger. When you were in the Ukhaan Tower, the last Ukhaan Tower that you were in, this one is different. After you guys left, you noticed it disappeared. Okay, and you've since come to kind of understand through reading various messages and whatnot on your cell phones of other Storm Knights that have posted things. Well, this acted like this in the Living Land, and this acted like this in the Living Land. You had Quinn Sebastian eventually come across and explain the Law of Wonders. Somehow the magic, spirituality, and technology of various realms got mixed up with the Living Land. And so every so often you'll have a high-tech device or building or item just show up in the Living Land, and then after a time it'll disappear. Okay? So I want you guys to kind of go through the reasoning of what One Eye was doing, rallying all of the Edeinos to try and get into this building to get that Eternity Shard.
Before it disappeared?
Before the building could disappear, and be able to turn it into Baruch Ka for another feather in his cap. But I also want you to look at and think about how the Sentinel, the golem, the Crystal Sentinel is acting, having not killed any of you yet, but having worked on the Edeinos, and anything else that might be peripheral to that to help you make a decision about whether you would, on whatever that third option might be. Do you want to attack the golem? Do you, Chris, what were your two ideas? Your two options?
Strike now before it has a chance to strike first, or do we ask it nicely?
Yeah.
For the crystal.
Right. So those are your three options, right? Well, those are two options that are defined well right there. And then there's a third potential option regarding the Law of Wonders.
Disappear.
Well, I'm not saying you would have to make the building disappear. I would say you might have to wait a little while before the building does.
All we have to do is stall?
No, I'm not saying that either. Because you might end up going with the building if you stall.
We stay inside the building.
Uh-huh.
So, I think the third option he's trying to hint at is we leave the golem to protect itself until the building disappears. We just stay in the area, wait it out, it goes away.
Make sure no more lizards get inside, too.
Yeah. It protects itself within the building, we protect it outside the building.
I mean, I think this is a pretty good middle option, honestly.
That depends on, how long does it usually take for a building like this to disappear with the Law of Wonder?
There is no specific set time.
So yeah, we could either be here for another hour, or
it could be days and weeks.
Yeah, days, weeks, maybe even years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hopefully not years.
Yeah.
Decisions.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're hinting at. I mean, does that mean we might as well just, throw down and take it because he's going to disappear anyway?
Well, maybe I could try with my persuasion.
Well,
It might not be easy.
it's not going to be easy if you do try with your persuasion. But what was the Delphi briefing? What did you get from the Delphi briefing? Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Think about eternity shards for a minute. Who are you trying to keep them from?
The Stormers, the Reality Raiders.
The Reality Raiders, the High Lords, their darkness devices, right? So, what better way to keep it from being taken? Oh, who's trying to contact me now? Somebody's trying to contact me.
You could have it destroy the
Eternity
crystal.
Shard. You think it'd be willing to do so?
I mean, if it depends on how important the crystal is to it, though.
Exactly. Well, I mean, if we were able to coerce it into destroying the shard, it might do so, but I don't think it'd be an easy feat to do itself.
We could persuade it, maybe.
Persuade it to do what again?
To destroy the Eternity Shard in its chest.
Like, if it can't have it, no one can.
Or if it'll hold still, I'll hit it with my hammer.
Well, okay, so it's up to you guys to concentrate on something for just a moment. You're fighting the possibility war. You are. Do you need and want the Eternity Shard for the sake of the war, for the sake of keeping it away from the High Lords, or might it be better in the hands of those who built the golem in the first place?
If we could get it to the Ukhaan, yeah, but they're gone. We should, let it seems to be powering this whole palace right now.
I've just, how much do we know about the reality shards? That's on our characters. How much would we know at this point in the war?
Well, actually,
I personally, out of game, I've never really dealt with reality shards.
Right, the Eternity Shards. Go ahead.
So I'm more or less it sounds like it's important, but I have no clue, and it's might as well destroy it or let it just disappear.
Okay. With that,
well, where does it go when it disappears?
What's that again?
I said, where does it go when it disappears?
You don't know.
Yeah, probably somewhere else. So.
But that's an excellent question.
It could be better.
Okay, you're really cutting out bad.
Oh, I was just saying that could be worse or it could be better. It's an X factor. Can we risk an X factor?
That's up
by
to
letting
you.
it disappear.
That's up to you all to decide.
That is a very good point. Could go to another place where someone else bad might be able to get the shard. There's no guarantee it'll be safe.
So yeah, this is very much up in the air.
It is a very bad triple-edged sword, not double, triple.
Yeah.
Where are those handouts that we downloaded from the original Tower of the Ukhaan? Don't they have?
They are in your journal. In yours in particular.
Yeah.
Okay, so open your character sheet.
I'm trying to look.
Open your character sheet. Okay, go to the notes tab at the bottom. And you should be able to click on the link at the top. Okay.
I see you using this journal, game notes, where I don't see.
Scroll down. Well, actually, look at the table of contents to the left. There should be an adventure notes thing. I'm trying to do. And don't forget, you can share those if you want.
Yeah. Chris should have these. The Ukhaan Tower, Gospog journal entry.
There you go.
Transformation. Unfortunately, I clicked the links and transformation isn't there. And there's no text that shows up. Oh, there it is. Where it talks about possibility rated things like monuments.
Mm-hmm.
Delay. We have where it shows us a picture of what a stele is.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is the other? And the other's just a map of Manhattan.
Okay. Well, in the 6 months since the war began, all of you have had the ability basically to learn what eternity shards are, more or less. And there's a whole big long story that goes with it, but let's just say this. There are two cosmically powerful beings who are vying for supremacy in the universe. One of them loves to create things and cannot stop creating things, such as possibilities, and the other one wants to destroy all possibilities and all things that the other creates. So what you've got is there are certain things in the world, certain people that can be imbued with possibility energy, and typically they become what's known as eternity shards. Generally, it is something that is inanimate, but is very, very, very important to a culture or a nation or a world. Okay, so what you're looking for is the eternity shard that is in the chest of this sentinel is something you might be able to use to help you get through various things. Eternity shard, the energy in eternity shards can be used and refilled to perform certain special things. Okay, so what we're talking about here is the eternity shard could be used to help win one or more portions of the possibility war. On the other hand, think about this. The heart is powering the golem. Is it possible it's also powering the building, the structure? Because you've got all of these crystals in lines all over the place, and energy is pulsing through all of them. And what happens if you remove that energy source?
The whole place will come crashing down.
Not necessarily. You remove an energy source from a house.
Run out of energy first.
Well, yeah, but when the power goes out at your house, does your house crumble to the ground?
No.
No.
No, but the other Ukhaan tower kind of faded to dust before our eyes or behind us.
It didn't fade to dust. It just faded out.
Yeah,
because it was Law of Wonder, probably.
Mm-hmm. So let's. I'm going to go ahead and. Well, Justin, what was that?
I said this also means that we're on a timer. We have no idea when it will go off.
Precisely. Okay, so let's kind of take a vote here. Let me write this down. All right. So the choice was, or the choices were, forcibly take heart. And you guys are frozen in time here.
Nicely.
Ask nicely. I can write for the shard. Okay. Or what do you guys think the definition is of the third one?
I think if we're going for like the law of wonder, I'd say it's more like wait, it out.
Okay, so we'll call it wait it out. Law of wonder.
Yeah, just tell it to go if we can.
You could try that. So we're gonna kind of take a vote here. There's 5 of you in right now, which is kind of perfect. Even though I really wish that Gordon was here with us. Connor, Chris, what do you think? Forcibly take the heart, ask nicely, or wait it out?
Easiest would be to, forcibly take it.
But what is your vote? What do you think?
It wouldn't hurt to ask first.
Okay.
Just to see. So we don't have that lingering regret. So ask first.
Okay.
We can then take afterwards.
Ask first. Peaches? Forcibly?
Yeah. Well, I would give it. I will tell it. I would also say that the consequences of not giving it to fellow Storm Knights protecting the planet would be for it to randomly transform to someplace else on this planet where it could easily become under siege again and again and again.
Okay, so are you voting for forcibly taking the heart, asking nicely for it to give it to you, or waiting it out?
I'd like to ask it.
Okay, so that's 2.
And then as persuasively as we can, and then
right.
and then wait it out. I wouldn't force it. That would be my third choice.
Okay, Rios, you do not get 2 votes.
Darn. I'm voting for asking nicely.
That's all.
Okay, all right. Vote nicely. Or not vote nicely, ask nicely. Katsumi, forcibly take the heart.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Forcibly take the heart, ask nicely, or wait it out. You need a minute to think on it?
Just because we chose one, doesn't
mean you can't go back to another.
So if we ask nicely first.
Yeah.
What is the best way to defeat the logic of the machine? In this case, the machine being the golem.
Well,
you can defeat the logic. Gaining shard shouldn't be that difficult.
If you can defeat the logic of the golem, yes. But what we're talking about here is, again, not a machine language, but perhaps a language of empathy. Maybe I'm not going to say a psychic language, but a way of convincing it in a social manner. In other words, persuasion.
Try the velvet glove, but make sure to drop a brick into it.
Oh, okay. So
you're going to try the carrot before the stick.
That's what it's sounding like from all of you. Actually, Tommy, what do you think? Or Toma?
I mean, I kind of agree with everyone else. At least trying to give peace a shot, if possible.
So then
I can persuade with my hammer if I have to.
Okay.
Yep. If one persuasion doesn't work, you just use the stronger version.
Okay, so the golem begins to make its way, since those are on the run, back down here. Okay. Oh, since the Edeinos are on the run. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna kind of run it around here.
Oh wait. I mean, don't we technically get to act first before it does?
You do? Are you going to try and... all of you have said that you're not going to shoot anybody in the back. Okay, as far as these Edeinos go.
Yeah.
So what else do you have in mind?
But, well, if, when it's still right there, it's not too far away from the rest of our party members if it gets violent. So I would prefer us to ask the question of, can we have that crystal before it's out of range?
Oh, it's not out of range. It's just going back to basically its dock, if you will.
Yeah, but I mean, before it leaves, I would rather us while it's over here.
Okay.
Where everyone is.
Chris, go ahead and ask your question. And make a persuasion test.
Well, I'm saying Rios with the higher persuasion should be making the.
You're absolutely right. She should, but you're the one who's bringing this up. That you want to ask it before it gets over here.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm nervous because.
What's your charisma?
Well, charisma.
What was the question that he asked that you want him to make a roll for? I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
I bet. Hold on a second. Yeah, he hasn't said it yet. I want you, Connor, to frame the question, either withdraw the question or frame it in such a way you may actually be able to get a bonus when going to talk to the golem. Either way, it is slowly and steadily making its way back to where you found it in the first place. But we'll consider it's like right in here when you go to ask your question.
So I'm going to be right up next to it. Okay, that's joyful.
You're only talking.
I
mean...
Yeah, only talking. Just... To answer Ginger's question, my total persuasion is 9 with the base charisma of 8.
Mm-hmm. So you've got one add in persuasion, which is not bad.
Yeah.
It's a start.
Are you sure you can protect that crystal or reality shard? The tower's been invaded, it's compromised. Are you sure that it's still safe?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh.
Make a persuasion test. I'm not going to give you any bonuses. Your target number is a 10, but that's not the actual target number. Okay? The actual target number will be determined based on how well you roll.
Okay.
Is there any way I can help him from afar?
Roll high.
No, not really.
Oh no.
That's not rolling high, not rolling high, not rolling high. The golem ignores you. I mean, it's
better than being whacked in the face.
Yes.
But does that give Rios any ideas?
That's a good question, does it? And do you guys want to move back around to this platform over here?
I think we probably should.
Do you want me to move you guys? Or do you?
Yeah,
I can do it.
And mind you, I want to do so in as peaceful and non-threatening manner as possible. In other words, my weapons are pointed down at the floor or in a peace configuration. We're not charging him.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't figure you would, and he probably wouldn't deal with the charge anyway. Now the way that Remy brought Toma over is just fine if you all want to do it that way. I have no problems with that.
Just take me over and do it.
Just take you over and do it, huh?
I just launched from on my screen. I just saw Jerry just like slowly crossing over the air and over to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
That was very entertaining to me. Okay, I'm sorry.
The things that entertain you are...
I'm an easily entertained man sometimes, alright?
Okay. Hey, there's no shame in it. You're okay. Uh-oh. Why is that not turning?
I'm now dropping my concentration, which I forgot to put into my modifiers that I had.
Man, I wish I could fly.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem.
So I'm now grounded.
All right.
I wouldn't have succeeded even if I used the card. I'm just mentioning that more to myself.
Oh, okay. Okay. By the time you guys
they'll
get
give me rocket legs after this mission so I can fly?
No.
Or you could just waken as a psychic.
Man.
So, okay, so Rios, Katsumi, and for Andon, do you guys want to move yourselves over, or do you want me to move you over?
Could you move me? I'm not all that comfortable with the controls.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more likely to crash my computer than move. Say it.
Okay.
Where are we moving to?
Back to the beginning.
Yeah, more or less back to the beginning. And let me get you all turned around if it'll let me. Okay, do you remember where the beginning is?
No. Now that I don't.
Okay.
If you're talking about the beginning of this room where we came down the stairs, yes. Beyond that, no.
Wait a minute, where'd you go? Oh, okay. You're moving in the right direction.
Okay, there.
Yep, you are moving in the
To here or
correct
to the stage?
you can go up the stairs if you want to. And that's, or I'm sorry, no, you can go down the stairs if you want to, or you can stay right where you're at. Up to you. Because I think we're gonna try and talk to this golem. So, Rios.
Yes.
How do you want to phrase this? Take a minute and discuss it with your fellow players, if you want, or if you've just got something to go, then go with it. And let's see if it gets you a bonus or anything.
Not letting me zoom out. There we go. So, okay, so how did Connor word the thing that got ignored? First off, I forgot what he said.
I pretty much asked point blank do you believe it, the crystal's safe, the wall's been breached, and are you sure you can protect it?
Oh, yeah.
I went with brutal honesty. I was like, and that got ignored.
Okay, so I think I've got a general vibe of what I kind of want to say, but I don't know the exact words to say it with, Yeah,
so speak out what you know, and maybe we can help you.
Okay, so I was thinking, maybe we could phrase it as, if we were to hold on to the crystal, there would be more of us. It would be in the possession of more people, which means more people would remember.
Okay.
That's the general vibe of what I want to say.
Okay, anybody got anything to add to that?
I'm not sure that will quite get you a bonus. Like, it feels like it's close to getting you a bonus, but
which is why I'm asking
all the
everybody's
way
input.
Okay, yeah. The Sons and Daughters of Ukhaan is its main focus. It's like it's following the mission from them. The mission was to remember to keep this place safe and most likely keep the reality shard safe. So those are its mission prerogatives. And now we're here. We managed to convince it we're here to help the sons and daughters. But we aren't the sons and daughters themselves. That's kind of what I remember from our conversation so far with this thing.
Well, the sons and daughters of Ukhaan are gone.
Yes, they're gone. So there's no one of higher, a high enough authority to tell it to stop doing what it's been tasked to do.
He's holding sentinel over an empty house.
Yep.
His duty is done.
Okay, now, if you guys want, you could go to Discord or to the chat and in Foundry and type up the basics, type up the starter of everything that you just laid out, and see what each of you might be able to contribute to that while I continue to update Justin with the briefing that I never gave him. Sorry, Justin, that was my fault.
No big deal.
I don't know. Did what I say help you out at all, Kat?
Yeah.
You're very
I'm starting to format something here, so I'm going to be typing it up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to convince it that its duty is done. The sons and daughters of Ukhaan are gone.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is kind of like your puzzle for the evening to try and figure out the best way to forgive the pun, crack the golem.
And I suck at this. Dang it.
No,
Kat,
no, you don't. You do. Okay, Peaches might suck at it, but you, Ginger, do not. Remember, you're the one who came up with the initial message for the Popes in Space adventure.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I did. But
you had some help with that, but it was everything that you guys put together as a group actually really worked to help bring forward that message. So
yeah, I don't think I couldn't have done it though without a group effort. So, but yeah, every now and then we have flashes of competency.
What? You guys just don't know, do you? You don't know how much of a pain in the butt you guys are because you're so good at it.
Ooh. How about something like, your task is done. In a moment, this whole place will fade away. Allow us to bear your burden and remember the sons and daughters of Ukhaan.
Ooh.
That's pretty much what I was typing up.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Once it's typed up, don't forget to kind of go through it, each of you, and see what you might be able to add to tighten it up.
Yeah, could you type up what you just pretty much said?
Okay.
Up so we could help edit. Because that's my kind of version, which was, again, Peach is saying that they are, the sons and daughters of Ukhaan are gone. Your duty is done.
Okay, so how do you spell it actually?
UK.
I have no idea.
Hold on. UK H Ukhaan.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, Ukhaan. There we go.
Yep. That's really good. Oh, okay. Justin, thank you. That's really cool. All right. I'm kind of catching up here. Okay. Wow. You're good with the haikus. Okay.
Much better than I
I'm
ever could be.
a little bit. We have a syllable counter I'm using.
Yeah.
I was never good at making haikus myself, so at least someone is.
Well,
I
was
made a haiku that won a contest once. I was very proud of myself.
very cool. One of these days, I might
Dang.
share one of my high school stories. I got it into a competition book. I didn't win anything for it, and it was about BattleTech because I was all about BattleTech back then. So I'm still all about BattleTech, but okay. So let's see. Your task is
We
done.
added that one to a journal as well.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Time in this place will fade away. Allow us to bear your burden, so the sons and daughters of Ukhaan shall be remembered, and we may carry their memory into a new era. Does anybody have anything else you might want to add, might want to have cleaned up, etc.?
How about new reality?
Instead of new era?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. That's what you were just trying to say, huh? What do you guys think? New reality instead of new era?
Just
Yeah.
a thought.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah,
Okay.
into a new reality.
Okay.
And this reality will always remember the sons and daughters of Ukhaan as long as we live.
Okay. Now, how would, to append to what you explain here, how would you ask the question of whether it would be willing to give up the heart or not? Because what you said there is really great. It's probably going to be worth at least a +1. Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
But how would you phrase the question of whether it will give you the heart or not? Or do you need to rewrite what's there to kind of help it understand that you want the heart?
Crystal, please.
Drive through.
I think we could just like to add on to the edit of instead of a new era, we'll put it into a new reality who remember the Ukhaan. Let us protect the heart.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Let us protect the heart.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna I'm gonna copy what you've got there, and I'm gonna kind of rewrite it. Based on everything that you've got here. Your task is done, friend. In time, this place will fade away. Okay. Allow us to bear your burden. Oh. So the sons and daughters of Ukhaan shall be remembered, and we may carry their memory into into a new
A
reality.
new reality.
Okay. Okay, what about protecting Earth? What about protecting this new Earth?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. How are you going? Okay, what you've put is really good, but it still wouldn't convince. It still wouldn't convince anyone that even a golem, that it should give you the thing that powers it to be able to protect the last of what's there for Ukhaan. Okay, you're going to have to ask it a very specific and pointed question.
Mhm. Okay, so how about after saying we may carry their memory into a new era, may we take the crystal and use it to defend our reality while remembering your own?
That might be a way to work that into the sentence. You guys can do this. You guys can do this.
I mean, we're trying
your
to
memory.
Beating my head against the wall on this. Let's see.
Okay, hold on. Ginger, you keep beating your head against the wall. Justin, what were you saying?
I was going to say, let your memories strengthen our defense of this earth, this reality.
Okay.
With the reality shard you carry in your chest, may we carry it forth.
Okay.
I mean, that was a good setup, but it wasn't actually an ask, was it?
Correct. So somebody copy that and write that in. Okay, about using the heart to protect this world. Ginger, you're the group leader, so why not?
What?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, if I write something, it's gonna take away bonuses.
No.
No.
Am I the leader because nobody else here, wants the job? Including me.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I mean, we just need an, what Paul's just asking is that you just copy paste what he just inserted of the last text message that's been put into there, and then add what we just talked about.
Right, edit it.
I mean, I don't think you want the rookie taking the lead on this kind of stuff. So.
Oh, if you have some of you clearly have a poetic turn of phrase already. Come on now.
I'm more of a straightforward guy.
You guys, I expect you to tear this apart with editing after this, okay?
Well, so far we've at least gotten a +1.
Because I know what I would say. And I can reveal it to you all later.
Okay, so the closer we get to that, the better we do.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact. Okay, that's not bad, especially that last bit. Let those memories live on into eternity. That would be a good addition. Yeah. Yeah. But let's not get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just like, you had a comma at the end there, so she's...
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this and put it down here, and then I'm going to edit in what you guys just wrote.
Not necessarily all in that order.
Yeah.
I would say Rios will start with, your task is done, friend. In this place, in time this place will fade away. Allow us to bear your burden, so the sons and daughters of Ukhaan shall be remembered, and we may carry their memory into a new era. Let us carry the reality shard you bear, so that we may protect us all with it. Allow us to... So the sons and daughters of Ukhaan will be remembered, in this reality and live on into eternity. Yeah, let the memories of Ukhaan strengthen our defense of this world, this reality. Let those memories live on into eternity. So what Rio said, what Peaches said, and finish with what Katsumi said. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Do you want to write that up? Or do you want me to write it up the way that I'm kind of interpreting it?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to consolidate it all into one.
Okay.
Yeah, just
in the right order, as Ninja said.
Yeah, what Rio said, but use copy, cut, and paste how Paul typed it, because he did it without the typos. and did it properly with carry their memory into a new reality. And
so like that.
Okay, hang on. Okay, you're kind of repeating yourself a little bit, but that's okay.
I mean, you're trying to persuade someone here, so some of the more pertinent points might bear repeating.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're trying to persuade someone, one of the key things you want to do is repetition.
Okay, how does that sound to everyone?
Sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good?
I think it goes well.
Let me...
Mentions how we really want that reality shard. We really remember the Ukhaan, and that we are gonna need it to protect ourselves unless we will fall like the Ukhaan. And then they will be forgotten, because I'm 90% certain that this might be the last chance.
Yes.
Its last stop.
But here's what's going to happen. If that is okay with everybody, and I'll go down the list in a minute to make sure, then I will give a bonus after that, okay, to Rios to make the roll.